So before we were, I don't want to say rudely interrupted, but before we could wrap up this beautiful conversation that I was so enjoying with Malebo Kobe. And I know I had mentioned previously that, we need to rush through the conversation because given the nature and um, the status we find ourselves in with electricity in our country. So my special guest decided to be a little bit more kind and actually hold on until now to allow us to conclude on the conversation. So the previous conversation cut while I was reading a letter that I had written to myself in 2017. And I was just explaining previously that it was during a time when, yeah, I was confused. Um, I was holding myself back so much. This kind of thing, this relationship I'm having now with the computer, with the cameras, wouldn't happen 5 years ago. But here we are now, 5 years later, after I've written a letter. We are doing it scared. We are doing it uncomfortable, but we are doing it anyway. And I can't tell you of anything more fulfilling than seeing myself living in the reality of this. And Malebo, let me welcome you back again.
Thank you, my lovely. Thank you so much, Bonolo.
So that we can wrap up. I know you were still listening in as I was going through my letter. Should I start from the top or should I continue from where I left off? Which one
You
is it?
have a way with words. I really like to hear it from the beginning. I love the way you articulate yourself.
Okay. So we start from the top again. So the letter is dated the 19th of March 2017. And here it reads, Dear Bonvazel, hey girl, congratulations, you completed all the activities in the obstacle course for today. Because you put away your excuses and man-made obstacles. I like how you coordinated with other kids and just rolling in the fun of the day. Two things need your attention now. Get the hell out of your comfort zone because it will never turn you into your future self. Put yourself out there. Since you are a scared girl and you know that, try and improve your adventure gear in order for you to be more comfortable and confident when you have to be out there. Secondly, girl, what's wrong with you and your shyness? Stop being shy, really. You have got all that it takes for a black woman needs to thrive today. Take a deep breath every evening to reflect on your day and start to work miracles for tomorrow today before it breaks. I love you though. This Enactors UP thing, it isn't just a huge thing to the communities, but to you as well, because you are here to give and take at the same time. You are in this program to add value, and that brings me to my next point. Bonolo, dear, stop being hard on yourself. Believe in yourself. You are what you have always been searching for, a change in perspective. Your goal this year is to impact lives through whatever program you are in, especially this one, and to also be the best version of you. Everything is actually attainable if we just believe. I am saying we because we are a team. We will be working on this together. This year is great, and I look forward to seeing the grown, impactful, confident, and wonderful you. Otherwise, keep well, and I wish you the very best of this year. Put in the work, girl. Our aim is the top of the ladder. You better be ready. The view is nice from the top, and we really want to be there. I love you, Nolo. Greatness. Best wishes, Ms. B.L. Mabocha. So, 5 years
That is
later,
a very beautiful. That is a very beautiful letter to yourself. Very aware.
five,
A very aware letter.
5 years later, Well, that year I went to so many other activities, outdoor activities, without having to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm dragging into this thing. Um, I mean, 5 years later, I'm here having a conversation with somebody that I've barely known, something I
Time has
wouldn't
gone.
do. And here we are. 5 years later, can you believe it? I even tapped into radio. I mean, it's one of those things that I love listening to radio, but not me being on radio. The idea of being on radio was actually quite a scary one. But here we are, myself. And here's what's funny. You see, I started this thing with Dear Bonvezel, right?
Right.
And in that year, I I didn't know, but at the end of the year, when I opened the letter, I had just opened a YouTube channel called Bonvezel Talks. And that actually blew my mind because I was like, oh my gosh. So I did this thing at the beginning of the year, and then, and so I was like,
At
but
the end of the
okay, let
year,
me, yeah, it scared me a little. But let me also put a disclaimer. There's no content on Bonvizzle Talks as yet. However, I'm working on that content. It's coming, guys. It's coming. I had parked it. The point for the conversation today is about having a vision for your life and actually, taking the step of realizing that vision, which is something that you do through the Vision Board Initiative, right? And so I just wanted to share from my own story the impact of writing things down or visualizing the life you want to live in your life through this letter that I just read. Oh my gosh, the network. Are you still there, Malebo? I'm gonna,
I can
yes.
I can hear you perfectly actually. I think your network is better than mine because I receive you very well. I think it's it's the network on my side.
Oh, okay. But I've listened to the previous one, and I realized that even when we just need to like give each other some type of, because it does play fine. It's just that it takes there's an echo, but we are good. We're good. Yeah. So that's the power of, from my side, that's the power of Vision Board. The fact that
And
I'm
and,
here
and,
to.
and can I just say, from being a shy girl to being in 20,000 homes, you're in 20,000 homes every day. That's your listenership. That's the range of the people that you are reaching and impacting every day. You don't need to see them. You don't need to, interact with them like, hey, hi, how are you? But your voice is in their homes every day. Your ideas are in their homes every single day. So that's big from someone who is shy, who wanted to be in their own corner. That is big. You really are doing the work.
So if there's anybody that says to you, it's not worth paying for, just refer them. Please refer them. It
I am
really does
definitely
work.
going to use this as
We
reference.
we always there's this thing of overly thinking about the next step that we need to take in order for us to succeed. And that holds us back so much. And so once you release this onto a piece of paper to say, these are the things that I want and need in my life, and you put them all together and you just compact them in one piece of whatever collage, you actually tap into you sort of, I've seen that your life takes direction automatically. I mean, 2017 18 was the actual year where I said, let me go talk to a therapist, you know? And yes, but it wasn't like me, it wasn't hectic. It was just I needed to
I get it.
speak to someone about what I was going through, and they helped me understand what it is that I needed to do with myself. Because trust me, Malebo, if I were to walk into a room of like 100 people and you said to me, address these people, the only reason I wouldn't want to address them is because I'd always say I don't have content.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until a friend of
But then,
mine said to me, until a friend of mine said to me, I'm sorry, that everyone is just trying to figure out what they're doing. Like no one has it perfect. And I think I've been living by that now to say, oh, okay, all right, I guess that's where it's at. And you wanted to say?
I wanted to say that you you don't owe anybody great results, but you owe it to
Mm,
yourself to release what's inside. So our jobs, the job is not to be famous or to be, well known or to get you know, that's not the aim of anything
the
that we do. It's not.
yes.
The aim of everything that we do is to take what's in here and leave it out here. It's to live your most
Mm,
authentic truth and live and leave it here on the table. And once you leave it, you move. And then another thing calls you. And then that's how you move forward. You are not, fame happens, being well known happens, success happens, and it's a result of you showing up moment by moment. So we are not here to be famous. The end goal is not to be successful. That's not the end goal, but the end goal is to take all of this that I'm seeing inside here and put it out here in the world so that the world can see it. You know what I mean? So you just need to,
yes. I
your content, like, it doesn't need to be great, it doesn't need to be amazing, but it needs to be authentic and it needs to come out. If it's burning you, it needs to come out. Let it out.
I hear you. And so just I guess we will conclude now. For those that missed the first part, they have to go check it out on the timeline. It's still there. But just here, we are wrapping up this conversation. Um,
Yeah.
you know, the thing about building a vision board is there's always this wanting results immediately, wanting to see that big house that you've put on the vision board, wanting to see things that take, like, sort of direct you in that house materializing immediately, which is why I've always seen people now, they say we manifest, we do this, we consult, so many things that they do. And I wonder if these things that we do while waiting or while building, do they contribute to consistency in, I don't know if I make sense, like remaining consistent with building on your goals and your achievables. Is it in line with that?
I mean, it is in line with it because it sort of guides your day-to-day decisions, and your action. So it's like your action plan. But I will say
Mm,
this, that when we do a vision, when we do a vision board, um, it's going to take its time. Everything on the vision board is going to take its time. And I want to
okay.
urge everybody who's going to be taking part in this journey of doing a vision board that you don't want anything before its time. So if you want to
Mm,
be a successful CEO, you don't want to see it like you wanted to take the time that is necessary for your character to hold you in that position. So
mm,
so I
okay.
might want it to manifest in 3 months, but the reality and the feasibility of it lasting, or me being a CEO with the proper character is not going to work in 3 months. But that's the main idea. So that means that everything that I do, the jobs that I take, the people that I interact with, the circles that I choose to network around are leading to that thing. You understand? So that goes along the lines of being consistent, and also understanding that it will take time, and appreciate the time that it does take. Don't try to rush the process. Anything that you put on the vision board, give it its time. Give it its time for maturation. And when the time comes, it's absolutely beautiful.
Sure. Malebo, I have two more things for you, unless if you want to add something, you'll just let me know. Firstly, what is your, personally, what is your opinion on leadership today? Taking, I don't know, just leaders. What would leadership mean for young people today? Especially because we are in a month where in South Africa we are celebrating one of the leaders, the late Tata Mandela. So I just got to think about this to say, when we have to speak as young people about leadership, what are we going to refer to? And I'm just curious. I want to know from you, what would leadership mean?
I haven't even thought about it. Wow, Bonola, that's you putting me on the spot.
Am I not on the spot?
I mean, I understand what a leader is and what a leader does, but in terms of, quantifying it and bringing it to a close in our conversation. Okay, let's park it. Give me another question. I'll come back to it. Let me just give me a minute to think about it.
Okay, then my last question has got to do with networking. We get rid of people a lot, this person doesn't pitch to my party, then they're no longer in my circle. They don't fit anymore. That person doesn't invite me to their baby shower, then it's a done deal. It's gone. And especially amongst women, this culture of get read. Actually, we do it quite a lot. Guilty as charged. That's not the point, though. You gather women, not even women only, but the previous one was majority was attended by women. You gather people to be in a space where, I know we say rub shoulders, connect, and all of that. And one of the things that you have seen from the previous vision board party, is people walking away with each other's contact details, right? For their, I want to say garnishing, but there's a term for it. Enhancing, enhancing their social circles, whichever circles. And looking at that, obviously you had a view of what networking is before the vision board party. But now that you've had the vision board party, what does networking mean, and who are the essential people you should have in your circles if you were to tell your younger self?
Okay, so for my younger self, I would, the first one is getting rid of people.
Okay. All right.
Yes, which is something that I completely agree with. You never get rid of people, and you don't cancel people, but you learn how to maneuver people in your circles, and you learn how to put them accordingly, so that you know what to expect from everybody within your circles and your networking. So say, in this event, did you want to add something?
I want to ask you something. Are you not using them?
No. It's mutually beneficial. So,
okay.
So if those people want to be in your life as well, they understand the value that you also bring to the table. So I understand that. Yeah. So I've got certain friends whom I know. This is my friend for partying, and I'm happy with that. And they're also happy with having that part of me. And if I break out in prayer right now, I mean that's not the dynamic of the friendship. You know what I mean? So you wouldn't want to put them in a position where they feel they have to compromise themselves, or they have to now put away what they essentially want so that they can accommodate you.
Mm,
So
I hear you.
whenever we are networking all the time, I always think about this person. What value do I bring, and what kind of value do they bring? And then I start evaluating our interactions from there. And if at some point I understand that I can't add that type of value to the relationship or the friendship, I also need to adjust myself, adjust my accessibility, how accessible I am. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
mm,
So
mm.
so I'm not easily accessible anymore, because I do understand that maybe that's not, I I don't necessarily want to party anymore. So I adjust my
Ah,
accessibility to you, but that does not make your value any less. Even with
it
them,
does.
I
It doesn't end the relationship, so you say.
no, I don't end relationships, especially friendships. Never. Oh my God, my
And we
battery's
spoke
going to die.
about this. We spoke about this. So going back to my question about leadership, but I see here we have a question and I don't have my glasses on. So I'm gonna squint so hard. Unless if you're able to read it for me, from your
Okay, she
side.
says, Shoni says, what happens when someone only pops up in your life because he is in need of something, or your connections, a favor of some sort, but on the other side, I'm not benefiting.
Mm, okay. Do
That's a
you,
good question, Tony, but I think you need to limit your accessibility then, because it can't be that that person is clear about your value. They are very clear about what Shoni's bringing to the table. Shoni's got this resource. Shoni's got this contact that I want to meet up with. Shoni's got this and that. But what do they have? Maybe they don't have the same resources, but they're compatible with you in your friendship in some way. Maybe emotionally, this is the type of person you can rely on. So you must also evaluate what type of value this person brings to the table. And if that value is not working for you, then you can limit your accessibility, because in all honesty, if you're saying that it's a one-sided thing, then you're not losing anything. In fact, they will be the ones that are losing, because they're the main
mm, Malebo, do we still have you? From my side, you've cut, and I'm a bit worried. We have to come to a close. We have to come to a close. This has been a beautiful, beautiful session, by the way. Yeah, it's been amazing. Hopefully, maybe if I just touch it, it will. Oh, guys, if it's not ESCOM, it's the poor network connectivity. Like, this is not the freedom Mandela died for, and this is all happening in July. However, let me thank you. Let me thank you for joining us. I mean, you guys got the gist of. Oh, she's gone. Oh, I see. Ooh, now I'm just fumbling here. But I guess you guys got the gist of the conversation that we were trying to have. More engagement on the topics that we were having, or on the topic that we were having. I would really urge and suggest you really, or perhaps let me try and add her to see if she's still available. But I mean, if she's not, we know now that She is Malebo Kobe, and she's there on Facebook. Her name is Malebo Kobe. S is typed, and you just search for her, and then you continue the conversation. But from my side, go ahead and do that vision board. Go ahead, write yourself that letter. I mean, when I did my vision board, I felt this sense of release, and it's not even trying to sell you magic powers or trying to say to you, this is a quick fix solution. It's none of that. It's just sometimes the root cause of all our problems in life could be stress management, could be that we're not managing our stress properly, and therefore our time is not managed well, and therefore things fall back, and therefore, so it's a whole chain. So try by all means, if you can, to stop, reflect on your life. I mean, if you need to write the letter, I advocate for that. I mean, it's a thing now. Every year on my birthday, I write myself a letter, and I read myself a letter from the previous year or whatever. And so it's really beautiful to actually get in touch with your emotions, to get to know what kind of a person you are, what kind of a writer you are. And so it doesn't have to be written in the best English. Your pictures do not have to be in the best quality for your vision board. You just have to have them. So my guest for today actually assists people, consults with you to assist you with doing a vision board. So vision board would be the vision, what you want to see yourself as, how your accomplishments in picture format. And so it was really nice, guys. I shouldn't waste more time. I love you. I appreciate you, all of you, and I wish you nothing but the best. And I must say today that I'm really proud of all the people that are doing exceptionally well for themselves. I know that a lot of the people that I have on my Facebook are doing exceptionally well. I know that for a fact because I've been watching you guys. I take my time to actually go through your timelines, and I know that wherever you are, those that I keep in touch with, I know you're doing exceptionally well. But those that I don't have in my contacts, but you appear on my timeline, I also know that you guys are doing well. So I really want to commend you and actually congratulate you for some of the things that you're doing that are doing very well. By the way, a big shout out to Hosika Dewa Acha. You guys, we've always seen her selling from those tubs. Now she's moved to being a brand, Hosi's Food. Check it out, Hosika Dewa Acha. And yeah, that's good news. But also, I have to share the good news that the top 10 top outstanding young persons awards for the JCI has finalized its list. The top 10 individuals, I know 2 on that list, Mulalo Nemateheni and Elma Acob. I couldn't be more proud. Today was actually a very beautiful day filled with great news. I love and appreciate you. I can't keep saying this more than I've said it already. I wish you the best. Have yourselves a lovely evening. We see each other next time. I'm trying to do these things while, going in and between the schedule, load shedding. So this is why it takes longer for me to actually get a day on which I can do this. However, for now, ciao.